Hey, what's up, family? Yeah, let's be real helpful in this video. We're gonna do a good health video for you today. Because don't everybody need help? Don't you need some help? I need some help. Any and everybody in the world, at some point or another, we need some type of help. So this one here, I'm gonna title this video here, Different Forms of Therapy. Yes, sorry for the delay. But different forms of therapy. Now we all familiar, normally when we hear the word therapy or this or that person needs therapy, we're normally thinking of a person that has to go to a psychiatrist, sit down with a psychiatrist and tell them all their problems, and hopefully they get some type of remedy. And as always, you know I love to give you a word of the day, so we're going to use a simple one, remedy. What is remedy? Remedy ties in with therapy. What is therapy? Therapy is treatment used to help us some form of sickness. That's what therapy is. What is remedy? Remedy is medicine and or treatment used to improve sickness, injury, or some type of medical disorder. See what I'm saying? Remedy. So that's what we're going to talk about today, although the title is going to be called Different Forms of Therapy. So like I said, we're used to hearing about the psychiatrist, but let me give you another different form of therapy. Normally when I'm on the phone with, let's say, 2 or 3 different fellas or more, I've even been on a conference call or with like 6 or 8 people. And we all discussing different things that we're dealing with during the day or at the job, within the family, whatever. And sometimes it's uplifting things. And sometimes, you know, as men, we would tie in sports into that. We would tie in childhood memories into that. But the whole point is when we are all maturely allowing everybody to voice their opinion, right? Everybody gets a chance to talk and listen with this person. Someone piggybacks off that. You know what thing I normally tell all those guys once I get my turn to talk? I always remind everybody by trying to lift them up, by reminding them. I say, hey fellas, I just want to let all y'all know I love what everyone is saying, but did y'all all know what we're doing here? Not only is this a positive thing that we're talking with one another, reaching out to one another, but this is a form of therapy. See? Like I said, title of the video, Different Forms of Therapy. I always remind guys that, do you realize, man, this is a form of therapy? Because a lot of people, man and woman, we have lots of issues that we may be dealing with or had to deal with in the past or got to deal with in the future or present, right? And sometimes you do need someone just to be a listening ear and get some things off your chest. And you may need some other people, once they hear you out, to give you what? A remedy. Remember what remedy means? Medicine or treatment to improve an injury, sickness, or a disorder. Maybe it's something you can't quite figure out. And this person or that person might be going through the same thing you're going through. Don't think you're alone in this world. A lot of us got these issues or whatever issue it may be, small or big. But when you talk with other people, yes, take the word from my video, use it in your life. Tell people when you're having these fulfillment conversations, remind them, because it uplifts them when you say it to them. You know what? This is a form of therapy. Us sitting here talking things out and uplifting each other and giving each other different remedies, you know, answers to their questions that they may not could have answered themselves. Let me tell you something. You ever had the privilege, and yes, I will say the privilege, of visiting a loved one when they're in the hospital, when they're in a nursing home, whatever? Do you realize sometimes here's another different form of therapy? Your mere presence. When they see you, how they light up and they become so excited when they see you. See, that lifts that person up for a moment. It's really sad how, unfortunately, in some of these nursing homes, hospital, whatever, these rehab places, it's very unfortunate. Some people get no visits. You understand that? It's a very sad thing. You get some people, yes, they never get visits. And that's depressing to that person. But we try to stay positive here. Even that person don't get visit. If you visit all the time, a simple hello to them, a simple saying, hey, remember, you're married, right? I remember you're married. They will be so happy that you took time to remember them. That's a form of therapy. You may not be a family member or actual acquaintance, but you took time to remember them. They're going to look forward for you next time. But you're really there for your family. But it don't hurt just to say something nice to somebody. It lifts them up. They might not have the privilege that this other person had. It only took you 5 seconds, 10 seconds to say something nice to them. It is a form of therapy. It helps that person. Remember, what does remedy mean? Medicine or treatment used to improve a sickness, an injury, or disorder. A lot of times people are depressed, don't have family, don't have visits. They're going through a disorder. And just a simple, hello, hey, how you doing, Mary? How you been? I remember I seen you last time. You know, and sometimes they're not always there in their head. You just play along with them. You know, feed into their stories. You know it's not a real story, whatever it is they talk to, but it uplifts them for the moment. It helps them. So that's why I say it's all different types, different forms of therapy. So yes, I always remind any female or male when we having helpful conversations, even though we're talking about the movie we watched yesterday, the movie we watched last week, talking about our kids and how they did this and how yours did this, you know, on the job site. Oh man, this happened and that happened. And you know what I did, this and that. After all of that is said, I always remind that young lady or that young man or whatever. I always say, this was cool, us talking and doing all this. Because you know, we all go through this. But do you know, this is a form of therapy what we doing? And I swear, it almost lightens that person up every time I say that. Because it encourages them, you're right. We need to do this more often. More people need to do that. It is a different form of therapy. You ever ran into an old friend, an old acquaintance, like I said, going to the rehab, the nursing home, whatever. Even when you run into an old acquaintance, sometimes another different form of therapy is physical contact. Like I said, that physical, go to see somebody, sometimes it's physical contact where a person haven't seen you in a while and just you going to see them, a simple hug, sometimes those things help. You know, a person that may not be there mentally at the time, just you coming around, them seeing your face, because all the other faces they see them all the time. They need something else to give a spark. And when you come around, that is the day you could bring up back when y'all was 16 and y'all did this and y'all did that. Hey man, do you remember when we did this? And man, remember that time you did this? And remember that? Man, yeah, we cracking up that day. Would you believe that person that everybody else think ain't there, all of a sudden they lighten up, they're responding, they're active, they're reactive. And even the other people, they go, wow, that's amazing. I've never seen Mr. Jones act like that, but when you came around, man, they were so lively when you came around. I hope you come visit more often. See, stuff like that, because see, you was able to reach that person through a different form of therapy by them, you actually come and giving them physical contact. You actually come and they seeing your presence. You actually calling them, seeing them, or talking and actually listening opposed to trying to dictate and always say, shove this medicine down your mouth. Take this medicine, do this. No, let's hear what you got to say. Let's hear, yes, like I said, sometimes they're not mentally there. And that's why sometimes you got to play along with their stories because it lightens them up. And it'll lighten you up to see that they're lightening up. So just remember, there's always different forms of therapy. But whenever you are in that setting with people, in person, on the phone, and you have a fulfillment conversation, always remember to remind them at the end of that conversation, hey man, hey ladies, men, I love what we did here. This was real nice. We got together, had a board night, had a game night, had a card night, we watched a movie together. You know what this is? This is a different form of therapy. This helped all of us. I look forward to the next one. I hope you look forward to the next video. Peace.